Welcome student to the class of veterinary biochemistry. In today's lecture, we will see the carbohydrate metabolism. In carbohydrate metabolism, the main monosaccharide called glucose is the central molecule in carbohydrate metabolism. The important pathway of carbohydrate metabolisms are glycolysis, also called EMP pathway, then citric acid cycle, also called Krebs cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle, then gluconeogenesis, glycogenesis and glycogenolysis. Again, the last one is hexose monophosphate shunt, also called pentose phosphate pathway or direct oxidative pathway. In first line, it is written that monosaccharide glucose is the central molecule in carbohydrate metabolism, because whatever the carbohydrate you will take is directly or indirectly converted into glucose, which is further metabolized. That's why glucose is called central molecule in carbohydrate metabolism. First in row we will see the glycolysis. In glycolysis, glucose molecule is degraded or metabolized in a series of enzyme catalyzed reactions. After the completion of reaction, it yields two molecules of 3-carbon compound called pyruvate. So from 6-carbon molecule called glucose is converted into 3-carbon molecule pyruvate. 2 molecules means total carbon will be remain same 6, but it will split into 2 in the form of pyruvate. The glycolysis is defined as sequence of reaction converting glucose to pyruvate or lactate with the production of ATP. This glycolysis pathway is further divided into 2 phases. First is preparatory phase and second is payoff phase. In preparatory phase, energy in the form of ATP is utilized, whereas in payoff phase, ATP is released. First we will see the preparatory phase. In preparatory phase, first glucose is phosphorylated at hydroxyl group on C6 by enzyme hexokinase or glucokinase. Means here the 6-carbon of glucose is get linked with phosphate molecule with the help of enzyme hexokinase or glucokinase. It is irreversible reaction and dependent on ATP and magnesium. It is irreversible because a high energy molecule ATP is utilized. Hexokinase has a low Km for a substrate and is inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate. Hexokinase has a low Km, means having high affinity, means if small amount of substrate or glucose is present, hexokinase will act on glucose and convert it into glucose 6-phosphate. Glucokinase is present in liver. It also catalyzes the phosphorylation of glucose, but it has a high Km, means low affinity. For that, glucokinase required large amount of glucose to convert it into glucose 6-phosphate, and it is not inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate, means end product inhibition is not takes place in glucokinase. Then further, glucose 6-phosphate, which is formed in first reaction, is undergo isomerization reaction to form fructose 6-phosphate, and this reaction is catalyzed by enzyme phosphohexose isomerase, and it required the cofactor magnesium. Then in third reaction, fructose 6-phosphate is again phosphorylated to form fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. So whatever the fructose 6-phosphate form, it again get phosphorylated at first carbon and form fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. The enzyme involved in this reaction is phosphofructokinase, and it is also irreversible state because ATP is providing phosphorus group, ATP is utilizing, that's why it is irreversible step. And also regulatory step in glycolysis, regulatory step or rate limiting step in glycolysis. Then the fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is split into 2 3-carbon molecule First is dihydroxyacetone phosphate and second is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. And here the fructose 1,6-phosphate get lies into two molecule, dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. That's why on the basis of this step is called glycolysis of glucose. The enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphate aldolase catalyze this reaction, in which fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is yield dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Then dihydroxyacetone phosphate is again isomerized to the second molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, and here the ending of first phase called preparatory phase of glycolysis takes place. This isomerization is taken place by enzyme phosphotriose isomerase, and this reaction is reversible. Okay, now from one glucose molecule we get two molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. Now in payoff phase of glycolysis, each molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is oxidized and phosphorylated by inorganic phosphate, and NADH is formed. So the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is oxidized to form 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. The glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase catalyzes this reaction, and this reaction is inhibited by iodoacetate and arsenate. Then 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate, result in the synthesis of ATP, and this reaction is catalyzed by phosphoglycerate kinase reaction. Phosphoglycerate kinase is the enzyme which catalyzes this reaction. It is a reversible reaction and rare example among the kinase reaction, in which phosphorylation takes place and it is reversible. It is very rare example. Then this 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate by enzyme phosphoglycerate mutase. So the phosphate group which is present on third carbon of glycerate is shifted to second carbon of glycerate to form 2-phosphoglycerate. This is also an isomerization reaction. Then 2-phosphoglycerate molecule is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate. The reaction is catalyzed by enzyme enolase, which is also required magnesium or manganese, and this reaction or this enzyme enolase is inhibited by fluoride. Therefore this fluoride is used to add in a blood while before the estimation of glucose, because inhibit the glycolysis, due to which the more accurate glucose concentration can be estimated from that blood glucose sample if fluoride is added in that sample. Then phosphoenol pyruvate transfer is high energy phosphate to ADP to form ATP and pyruvate. Means pyruvate is formed from phosphoenol pyruvate plus ATP is synthesized. This reaction is catalyzed by enzyme pyruvate kinase, and this step is substrate level phosphorylation. So why it is substrate level phosphorylation? Because ATP is synthesizing without involvement of electron transport chain. That's why it is called substrate level phosphorylation. Whereas when ATP is synthesized in electron transport chain, it is called oxidative phosphorylation. This step is also irreversible reaction, and it required potassium and either manganese or magnesium as a cofactor. So here we'll see the reaction of glycolysis. First is glucose. Here ATP is utilizing first step to form ADP, and enzyme acting is hexokinase. Here the glucose at 6 carbon phosphate group is added. Now it is formed glucose 6-phosphate. Then phosphoglucose isomerase. It converts glucose to fructose 6-phosphate. Glucose is converted into fructose 6-phosphate. Then phosphofructokinase enzyme 1, it again phosphorylate fructose 6-phosphate with the help of utilization of ATP form fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, means phosphorus group added at first carbon also, whereas at 6 carbon it is already present. Then fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is converted into dihydroxyacetone phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate molecule with the help of enzyme aldolase. Then again this dihydroxyacetone phosphate is converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate by enzyme triose phosphate isomerase. Now it is formed 2 molecule of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate molecule. Now glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase molecule convert this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate molecule into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. In this reaction 2 NADH molecule are formed. Then this 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate molecule is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate molecule with the help of enzyme phosphoglycerate kinase, and here form 2 ATP are synthesized. Then this 3-phosphoglycerate molecule is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate molecule by enzyme phosphoglycerate mutase. Then this 2-phosphoglycerate molecule is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate by enzyme enolase. Then this phosphoenol pyruvate is converted into pyruvate by enzyme pyruvate kinase, and here 2 ATPs are released. Then regulation of glycolysis. How glycolysis is controlled? The 3 enzymes, namely hexokinase or glucokinase, then phosphofructokinase and pyruvate kinase. These 3 enzymes catalyze the irreversible reaction and regulate the glycolysis pathway. Hexokinase is inhibited by glucose 6-phosphate. When more amount of glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate, this glucose 6-phosphate itself inhibits the enzyme hexokinase and prevent the synthesis of glucose 6-phosphate. This enzyme prevents the accumulation of glucose 6-phosphate due to product inhibition. And involvement of insulin also induces the glucokinase, which inhibit the glycolysis. Then phosphofructokinase is also catalyzed the rate limiting or committed step in glycolysis. Phosphofructokinase is allosteric enzyme which is regulated by allosteric effector. For example, ATP, citrate and a hydrogen ion are inhibit the phosphofructokinase enzyme, whereas fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, ADP, AMP and inorganic phosphate, they activate the phosphofructokinase and increase the rate of glycolysis. Third enzyme is pyruvate kinase. It also regulates the glycolysis. This enzyme is inhibited by ATP and activated by enzyme fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. The pyruvate kinase is present in 2 forms. One is active and another is inactive. The active form is called A form, which is dephosphorylated. When pyruvate kinase enzyme is in dephosphorylated form, it is active form. When phosphorylation of pyruvate kinase enzyme takes place, then it will become inactive. The inactivation of pyruvate kinase by phosphorylation is brought by CAM dependent protein kinase, means the protein kinase enzyme will phosphorylate the pyruvate kinase to convert it into B form, which is in inactive form. Then we will see the Pasteur effect. The inhibition of glycolysis by oxygen, also called in aerobic condition, is known as Pasteur effect. Means if in any tissue, if there is excessive amount of oxygen is present, that oxygen will inhibit the glycolysis. This effect was first discovered by Louis Pasteur. In aerobic condition, the glycolytic intermediate which form fructose 1,6-phosphate onward will decrease, while earlier intermediate become accumulate. The Pasteur effect is due to the inhibition of enzyme phosphofructokinase. So that's the product from fructose 1,6-bisphosphate onward decreasing, whereas previous products are increasing because previous enzymes are not affecting. Only phosphofructokinase is affecting. That's why the other reactions are get affecting. Then Crabtree effect. So the Crabtree effect indicate that whenever oxygen inhibit the glycolysis, In that case, if you add excess amount of glucose to the tissue where excess of oxygen is present, the inhibition of oxygen is removed. Is called Crabtree effect. So, an inhibition of oxygen consumption by addition of glucose to tissue having high aerobic glycolysis is known as Crabtree effect. The Crabtree effect is opposite to Pasteur effect. Next is fats of pyruvate. The pyruvate, which is formed by glycolysis, is further metabolized via one of three catabolic route. Means pyruvate can be metabolized by three way. In first, in aerobic organism or tissue under aerobic condition, pyruvate is oxidized completely to CO2 and H2O by citric acid cycle with the help of acetyl coenzyme A. The electrons are passed to then O2 through the electron transport chain to form water. The second route of pyruvate is reduction to lactate via lactic acid fermentation. Means first it will convert to CO2 and H2O by electron transport chain. Then second, in lactic acid fermentation it will form lactate. It is also formed when vigorously contracting skeletal muscle function under low oxygen condition. Means in a hypoxic condition or low oxygen condition. Under this condition, pyruvate is reduced to lactate by accepting the electron from NADH, and this NADH is same which formed in the reaction from glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. The NADH, that same NADH is utilized here. In this reaction, when NADH is utilized, NAD is formed. And this NAD is necessary for glycolysis to continue. The NAD, which is again utilized in the reaction in which glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, in which NAD will utilize and NADH is formed. Then again that NADH will be utilized in lactate fermentation to form NAD in low oxygen condition where lactate is formed. Certain tissue and cell type, for example retina and erythrocyte, convert glucose to lactate under even aerobic condition. Lactate is also the product of glycolysis under anaerobic condition in some microorganism. The third major route of pyruvate catabolism is lead to the ethanol synthesis. Some plant tissue and in certain invertebrate, protist and microorganisms such as brewer yeast or baker yeast, the pyruvate is converted to ethanol and CO2 under hypoxic or anaerobic condition. The process is also called ethanol or alcohol fermentation. Pyruvate also has the anabolic fat as well. It can provide the carbon skeleton for the synthesis of amino acid, alanine, or for the synthesis of fatty acid. So whatever the carbon skeleton or carbon molecule present in pyruvate, they will be utilized for the synthesis of amino acid, for example alanine, or for the synthesis of fatty acid. Here you see when glucose is converted into pyruvate by glycolysis, here NAD is converted into NADH in the step glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. Then it will undergo pyruvate to form acetyl coenzyme A. Here it will be utilized by citric acid cycle to form CO2 and H2O. Then the NADH which is formed in low oxygen condition, same NADH here will be utilized for the lactate formation. Then that NAD which is formed from the NADH will be again used here to continue the glycolysis. Then in third pathway, in alcohol fermentation, pyruvate is converted into ethanol and CO2. Then ATP production in glycolysis. Under anaerobic condition, 2 ATP are synthesized, while under anaerobic condition 6 or 8 ATP are synthesized depend on the shuttle pathway. When glycolysis occurs from glycogen, one more ATP is generated because no ATP is consumed for the activation of glucose to convert glucose into glucose 6-phosphate, where one ATP is utilized in first step. It is not required when glucose is formed from glycogen, because glycogen directly produces glucose 1-phosphate, which is by isomerized reaction form glucose 6-phosphate. Therefore, no ATP is involved. Therefore, 1 ATP is increased more in when the glycolysis from glycogen takes place. Then other monosaccharide which enter the glycolytic pathway. This is we seen for the glucose. Now other monosaccharide like fructose, galactose, how they involve. First, D-fructose in muscle and kidney is phosphorylated by hexokinase enzyme. Fructose with the help of ATP form fructose 6-phosphate. In liver, fructokinase enzyme catalyze the phosphorylation of fructose at C1 rather than fructose C6. Fructose plus ATP in the presence of magnesium form fructose 1-phosphate. The fructose 1-phosphate is then cleaved to glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyphosphate by fructose 1-phosphate aldolase. Then further reaction will be takes place in glycolysis. Like in this way, fructose involved in glycolysis. Next is galactose. Now see galactose enzyme. First, galactokinase enzyme will convert galactose to galactose 1-phosphate. Then UDP glucose galactose 1-phosphate uridyl transferase. Here UDP glucose in the presence of UDP glucose and galactose 1-phosphate with the help of enzyme UDP glucose galactose 1 uridyl phosphate transferase. Here UDP from UDP glucose is transferred to galactose and 1-phosphate from galactose is transferred to glucose. It will form glucose 1-phosphate and UDP galactose. Then enzyme UDP glucose 4 epimerase. UDP glucose 4 epimerase will convert this UDP galactose to UDP glucose, and then this UDP glucose will involve in glycolysis. In this way, galactose involved in glycolysis. The pyruvate derived from by glycolysis is oxidized to acetyl coenzyme A and CO2 by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, the first path, in which further it is converted to CO2 and H2O. It requires the sequential action of 3 different enzymes and 5 different coenzyme or prosthetic group. In under aerobic condition, the pyruvate is further metabolized via citric acid cycle. For that, first pyruvate is converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and this reaction is catalyzed by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and for this it required 5 different coenzyme or prosthetic group. In that pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, it involves 3 different enzymes. First is pyruvate dehydrogenase called E1, then dihydrolipoyl transacylase E2, then dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase E3, then 5 cofactor like thymine pyrophosphate also called TPP, flavin adenine dinucleotide called FAD, then coenzyme A, nicodinamide adenine dinucleotide also called NAD, and lipoate. These 5 coenzyme A, so these 5 coenzyme along with pyruvate dehydrogenase complex are involved to convert pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. And then this acetyl coenzyme A further metabolized via TCA cycle. The second carbon of pyruvate under oxidation state of aldehyde is attached to thymine pyrophosphate as a hydroxyethyl group. In step 2, the hydroxyethyl group is oxidized to the level of carboxylic acid and removed in this reaction and reduce SS group of lipoyl group E2 to 2-thiol SH group. Then acetyl is esterified to one of the lipoyl SH group, then trans-esterified to coenzyme A to form acetyl coenzyme A. The electron removed from hydroxyethyl group derived from pyruvate pass through FAD to NAD. Now all these sentences we will be explained diagrammatically. Here see pyruvate. Okay, first it get decarboxylated. Okay, then hydroxyethyl, this pyruvate hydroxyethyl group is linked to the thymine pyrophosphate form hydroxyethyl thyrophosphate. In this form, the reduced form of SS group, there are no hydrogen, means they are in oxidized state. Okay, then this hydroxyethyl group is transferred to this oxidized lipoyl lysine or SS group of lipoyl lysine. In what it when get it reduction is takes place, one hydrogen added to one sulfur group, and this other pyruvate or hydroxyethyl group is added to second sulfur group. Okay, now it is reduced acyl lipoyl lysine. Okay, then what happened? Coenzyme A is added to this hydroxyethyl group to form acetyl coenzyme A. Now when one hydrogen from coenzyme A added to this sulfur group, now this reduced lipoyl lysine, okay, this reduced lipoyl lysine, they donate their hydrogen to FAD to form FADH2 and form oxidized form of SS again. Okay, then this FADH2 will donate their electron to NAD to form NADH. Okay, and then this NADH will be shifted to electron transport chain for the synthesis of ATP. Now this SH will convert into again oxidized form. Again another molecule of pyruvate will come, and that sequence of reaction will take place again. Now we will see the citric acid cycle. The first step in citric acid cycle is formation of citrate. The first reaction is a condensation reaction in which condensation of acetyl coenzyme, which is formed by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, is condensed with oxaloacetate to form citrate, and this reaction is catalyzed by citrate synthase. Here the methyl carbon of acetyl group is joined with the carbonyl group of second carbon of oxaloacetate. Citral coenzyme A is a transite intermediate is formed which undergo hydrolysis to form free coenzyme A and citrate. Here the methyl carbon, this group is linked with oxaloacetate, and coenzyme A is get free to form citrate. Then the formation of isocitrate via cis-aconitate. The enzyme aconitase, also called aconitate hydratase, is catalyzed the reversible transformation of citrate to cis-aconitate to isocitrate. So citrate, here you see in first dehydration, again hydration is takes place. Citrate, first by enzyme aconitase dehydration is takes place. This H from one and OH from other is removed. Okay, here you can see water molecule is removed. Then again hydration is takes place, water addition takes place, again hydrogen and hydroxyl group added to form isocitrate, but the position of hydrogen and hydroxyl group is differ as compared to citrate in isocitrate. So in next step isocitrate is formed from citrate. In third reaction it form isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate and carbon dioxide. This step also called oxidation of isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate and carbon dioxide. An enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase catalyze the oxidative decarboxylation of isocitrate to form alpha ketoglutarate. Okay, here oxidative decarboxylation is takes place. Oxidation means donation of proton or hydrogen ion, and decarboxylation means removal of carbon dioxide. That's why it is called oxidative decarboxylation, in which both the reaction takes place. Hydrogen is also removed and carbon dioxide also removed. Manganese is an active site interact with the carbonyl group of intermediate oxalosuccinate. After decarboxylation, it converts to alpha ketoglutarate. The formation of NADH and liberation of CO2 occur at this stage. Okay, now see, this is isocitrate. With the help of isocitrate dehydrogenase, NAD is converted into NADH and it forms the intermediate oxalosuccinate. Then again decarboxylation is takes place. First oxidation is takes place, then decarboxylation is takes place where CO2 is removed, then rearrangement of enol group is takes place, and finally alpha ketoglutarate is formed. So first hydrogen is removed. Here you see that oxidation is takes place, hydrogen molecule removed, form NADH, form NAD. Then therefore oxidation, and at second step decarboxylation takes place, CO2 is removed. That's why is it called oxidation, oxidative decarboxylation. Then next step is oxidation of alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A and carbon dioxide. Again alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex, here it is word used complex like pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, which catalyze the oxidative decarboxylation of alpha ketoglutarate to form succinyl coenzyme A and carbon dioxide. Here also NAD serve as an electron acceptor and coenzyme A as a succinyl group carrier. This reaction is virtually identical to pyruvate dehydrogenase complex reaction, which is explained in previously. Similar reaction is takes place where alpha ketoglutarate is converted into succinyl coenzyme A, whereas in pyruvate pyruvate dehydrogenase complex it form acetyl coenzyme A from pyruvate. Only substrate and product are different, the mechanism is same. Then succinyl coenzyme A is converted into succinate. The succinyl coenzyme A is converted to succinate by enzyme succinate thiokinase, or enzyme also called succinyl coenzyme A synthetase. This reaction is coupled with the phosphorylation of GDP to form GTP, means here GTP is synthesized. It is also substrate level phosphorylation because this ATP is not synthesized through the electron transport chain. But further this GTP is converted into ATP by enzyme nucleoside diphosphorokinase. So here succinyl coenzyme A synthetase converts succinyl coenzyme A to succinate, and GDP is converted into GTP and coenzyme A is removed. Okay, further this GTP is converted into ATP by enzyme nucleoside diphosphate kinase. Then oxidation of succinate to fumarate. The succinate is get oxidized to fumarate. Oxidized means again donation of proton. So succinate is get oxidized to fumarate by flavoprotein succinate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, so here see 1 hydrogen are transferred to FAD to form FADH2. Okay, and 1 hydrogens are remain here. So succinate is converted into fumarate. Oxidation, here protons are transferred or donated to FAD to form FADH2. Then hydration of fumarate to malate, or conversion of fumarate to malate. This is the reversible hydration reaction in which water molecule is added to fumarate to convert that fumarate to malate, and this reaction is catalyzed by enzyme called fumarase or fumarate hydratase. Okay, so here fumarate is formed by with the help of fumarase enzyme. First OH group is added at 1 carbon, and again fumarase add the hydrogen in second carbon. So here the complete hydration is takes place. 1H added here, OH added here, convert that fumarate to L-malate. Then malate is converted to oxaloacetate, which was the first substrate which utilized by acetyl coenzyme A to form citrate. Malate is oxidized to oxaloacetate by enzyme malate dehydrogenase. This is the third and final synthesis of NADH occur at this stage. The oxaloacetate is regenerated, which can be combined with another molecule of acetyl coenzyme A and continue the cycle. So further citric acid cycle will be continually takes place. Here the oxidation takes place. Hydrogens are removed from malate to NAD to form NADH and hydrogen and form oxaloacetate. This oxaloacetate will again combine with next acetyl coenzyme A to form citrate. Again citric acid cycle will be continue. Okay, now here see the diagrammatical example. Pyruvate is converted into acetyl coenzyme A by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Here NADH2 is formed. Then this acetyl coenzyme A is combined with oxaloacetate with the help of enzyme citrate synthase forms citrate. Then citrate is converted into isocitrate with the help of aconitase enzyme, where first dehydration takes place, then hydration takes place. Then this isocitrate is converted into alpha ketoglutarate with the help of enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase. Here first NADH is synthesized. Then this alpha ketoglutarate is again undergoes oxidative decarboxylation to form succinyl coenzyme A by enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. Here second NADH2 is formed. Then succinyl coenzyme A is converted into succinate with the help of enzyme succinyl coenzyme A synthetase. Here GTP is synthesized, which further converted into ATP. Then this succinate is converted into fumarate. Here dehydrogenase enzyme water is removed. Okay, then fumarate is converted into malate. Here water is added. Okay, then this malate is converted into oxaloacetate by enzyme malate dehydrogenase, and third and last NADH is synthesized here from malate to oxaloacetate. Then requirement of O2 by TCA cycle. In this whatever the cycle we explained, there was no direct involvement of oxygen in TCA cycle or Krebs cycle. However, the TCA cycle operate only under aerobic condition. Why? Because NAD and FAD from NADH and FADH2 required for the cycle can be regenerated in respiratory chain. So in number of reaction we have seen in TCA cycle where NAD is converted into NADH2, okay, or FAD converted into FADH2. This NADH and FADH2 will be transferred to electron transport chain and donate their proton. When they will donate their proton or hydrogen ion, again they will form NAD and FAD. Then that NAD and FAD will again come in citric acid cycle to form NADH and FADH2. So if there is no NAD or FAD is available, no TCA cycle will not be a continue. Hence citric acid cycle is strictly aerobic in contrast to glycolysis. Then energetics of citric acid cycle. During oxidation of acetyl coenzyme A via citric acid cycle, 4 reducing equivalent are synthesized, 3 as a NADH and 1 as a FADH2. Oxidation of 3 NADH by electron transport chain coupled with the oxidative phosphorylation result in the production of 9 ATP, whereas 1 FADH2 lead to the formation of 2 ATP and 1 substrate level phosphorylation ATP. Total 12 ATP produced from 1 acetyl coenzyme A. Then inhibitor of Krebs cycle. Okay, first is synthesis from citrate to cis-aconitase to isocitrate. This reaction is catalyzed by enzyme aconitase. This aconitase enzyme is inhibited by fluoroacetate. Then next is conversion from alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. This reaction is catalyzed by enzyme alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. This reaction is inhibited by arsenate, which is non-competitive inhibitor. Next is conversion of succinate to fumarate. This reaction is inhibited by malonate, which is the competitive inhibitor, means the structural configuration of malonate is similar to succinate. Then regulation of citric acid cycle. The demand for ATP are crucial in regulation of citric acid cycle. Regulation is brought about by either enzyme or level of ADP. 3 enzymes, namely citrate synthase, isocitrate dehydrogenase and alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, regulate the citric acid cycle. Citrate synthase is inhibited by ATP, NADH and acetyl coenzyme A and succinyl coenzyme A. Whereas isocitrate dehydrogenase is activated by ADP and inhibited by ATP and NADH. Alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase is inhibited by succinyl coenzyme A and NADH. Availability of ADP is very important for the citric acid cycle to proceed. Then amphibolic nature of citric acid cycle. The citric acid cycle provides various intermediates for the synthesis of compound needed by the body. The Krebs cycle is both catabolic and anabolic in nature, hence called amphibolic. It is actively involved in gluconeogenesis, transamination and deamination. Oxaloacetate and alpha ketoglutarate, which are the intermediate of citric acid cycle, respectively serve as a precursor for the synthesis of aspartate and glutamate, which required for the synthesis of amino acid, then purine and pyrimidine. The succinyl coenzyme A is involved in the synthesis of porphyrin and hemoglobin. Then mitochondrial citrate is transported to cytosol, where it is cleaved to acetyl coenzyme A, which is utilized for the synthesis of fatty acid and sterols. Then anaplerotic reaction. So what is meant by anaplerotic reaction? The reaction which concern to replenish or fill up the intermediate of citric acid cycle are called anaplerotic reaction or anapleresis. Means the reaction which is forms particular intermediate which is required in citric acid cycle. If the reaction which providing the intermediate which is belong to TCA cycle, that reaction is called anaplerotic reaction. First is pyruvate carboxylase. It converts the pyruvate to oxaloacetate. Pyruvate along with carbon dioxide with the help of ATP form oxaloacetate, which is the intermediate of citric acid cycle. Means this reaction is providing the oxaloacetate to the TCA cycle. That's why it is called anaplerotic reaction. In second reaction, pyruvate is converted to malate by NADP dependent enzyme malate dehydrogenase. Pyruvate along with carbon dioxide plus NADPH plus hydrogen in the presence of malate dehydrogenase enzyme form malate and NADPH plus water. So malate is again intermediate of TCA cycle. Third is alpha ketoglutarate and oxaloacetate formation by transamination reaction, which are also intermediates of TCA cycle.